Hey y'all, I know I'm slick a little bit late, but for some reason my phone wanted to say it was cleaning the YouTube app. But here I am. I wish y'all could tell me if my TV was too loud. Right that check. I watch my deal every day, y'all. Let me cut it down a little bit. Yeah. Cook and clean. Hey y'all. Smiling grin. I don't know if I get copyright. Let me start singing that. Okay, so like I was saying, I was just a little bit late because YouTube wanted to clean as I clicked the app, so that was kind of inconvenient. But we're gonna go ahead and get started. You guys already know how I like to start this thing off. I don't know if y'all's journals are in front of you guys, but I would like you guys to grab your journals and jot something in there real quick before we start. And who on here? Ooh, that hurt my head. Who on here? Y'all tell me, hey. So I'm gonna, hey Janelle. So I'm gonna jot me a little something real quick. Y'all know I have to do it quick. Hey Mariah. Let me get this together. Okay. Oh. Have you guys been journaling? How has that been going? And what do you guys think about me adding the journaling to the beginning of the live? Do y'all think that's kind of pointless? Or what do you guys think about that new way of journaling that I added to the live? Because I want it to be where everybody at least can look forward to Sunday when I go live to write in their journals. And how's everybody been doing? I know the last 2 weeks I haven't been on here. Y'all don't get at my head, but I'm trying to balance all this stuff. Hey, Miss Hoff. Hey, honey, how you doing? I ain't seen you before on here now. But I don't like to kind of wait. At first, I used to wait until we got a good bit of people on here. But now I'm just gonna go ahead and just talk about it because I don't like to be on here like all night kind of thing. So, as you guys can tell by the title, this video or this topic is learning how to love someone. Well, learning how to love all of someone. And basically, we'll be talking about in relationships or in friendships. And I will specify if we're talking about a relationship at this point or if we're talking about a friendship. So to let you guys know, this topic was given to me by my best friend, by Taylor. I did challenge her on my last live to give me a topic, and she gave me the topic weeks ago, but hey C, but I hadn't been on here, and then the time before that I was on here, after she gave it to me, I just was led to do another type of live, so that's just why I did that. So again, this topic was given to me by Bess. So basically, you know how when you're first, we'll talk about when we're talking to someone. So this is a significant other. So you know when you first start talking to someone and everything is great, you know, everything is almost borderline perfect a little bit, you know, you only see the good, you know, and even if you do see small things, it's not fully a red flag for you, so you continue to stay in this talking stage with this individual. So as you're getting to know someone, you know, I feel in that talking stage you don't fully get to know someone because, you know, now you don't talk to people for too long before you guys start dating. So what do you guys think about after talking to someone for so long and learning new things about an individual, does that cut you off from this talking stage or this situationship because you're learning new things about them and you kind of like, let me go ahead and stop this before it get too out of hand? Or are you willing to stay in there and see if this is just a little bump in the road? Or how do you guys handle that? For me, I think in a talking stage, like I feel like all talking stages are you only experience the good part about it. If you were to experience anything other than the good part, I think it depends on the person whether or not you choose to stay in it or not. Because you got to realize what they show you at that little, that little portion of what they show you is still not fully them because you're still learning this person, So what do you guys think about talking to someone and learning new things that maybe you don't like? How do you handle that? Do you stay to kind of see if it's going to even out, or do you just go ahead and bounce because you don't want to see if it's going to get ugly? Take this out the charger, y'all. So my next question, you guys, is we can go ahead and talk about the friendship. So say you're someone's friend or you're friends with a couple people or whatever the case is, and you're exposed to a certain thing or things that these individuals or this individual does. And how do you just isolate yourself from that particular thing or those particular things that the individuals do, or do you just cut them out as being your friend altogether, just so maybe it won't rub onto you, or just so you'll know that you won't get yourself in a friendship that won't be beneficial for you? So I see that you guys are coming back. I don't know if it's kind of going slow for me. I'm not really sure because Janelle, I'm just seeing your thing, your comment. You said, I like it because honestly I forgot to do it. So doing it this way allows me. Oh, that great. Okay, good. So Janelle was answering that she likes that I have implemented writing in your journal at the beginning of the live because sometimes she do forget to do it. So when she come on here, she know that she'll get it done. So that's great. I love that. My mom says to address it because if you don't, that lets them think it's okay. That's true. So basically, if something is kind of going on, you want to go ahead and address it right then and there. Go ahead and be open about it, because if you allow it to be done, then that person or those people will think that that is okay for them to do. So don't hold on to it. Don't let it build up. Don't get frustrated. Just go ahead and present the issue to that person or those people so that they will already know that, oh, she ain't going for that, or he ain't going for that. So go ahead and be upfront about what it is that you don't like about these people. It depends on how into them you are and if it's things you can work on. If it's not too bad, I will stick it out and see. Okay. So Miss Huff has said that it really just depends on really how deep you are in this situation. Because if it's not too bad, then of course you want to stick it out. And that is something that we will discuss a little further in on a couple questions that I do have. I would rather... Right, so to go ahead and be upfront with the person. Hey sis, can you repeat the question? Okay, so the question is, when you're dating someone or the talking stage or whatever the case is, do you just go ahead and bounce if you see certain things that this person is doing? Or do you just go ahead and let them know what it is so that you don't have to worry about it getting any bigger than what they have already shown you? And like I said, people are saying that you go ahead and say something up front, or it just depends. You may want to stick it out if the issue isn't that bad. And to go back to, how a lot of times our situations or our relationships and things are going really good. Now, how do you guys handle life when, well, no, how do you handle the situation or your relationship when life happens to your relationship, when tough times happen, when y'all going through rough times, or maybe a significant other or a friend has lost someone close to them and it has brought some type of friction into y'all situation simply because maybe that person isn't as affectionate now, maybe that person isn't as outspoken now, because these things has gotten them kind of unbalanced, if you will. So would you be able to handle that if this person begins to possess these traits that you're not used to, that you're not familiar with? How would you handle that? If that were to happen, how would you handle that? You have to, when I read that question, I think automatically to marriage, because you usually hear for better or for worse, for sickness and health, something. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But that's just where my mind goes to. So I think in that case, if you love someone, you should surely be able to love them in their bad times just as much in their good times, because they need you more in their bad times. If they've lost someone, you want to continue to check up on them, or you want to make sure that you're giving them the time that they need, and also ask them, do you want me here in their presence, or do you want your space? Because you don't want to override someone's space, and it becomes uncomfortable for them. So that's where that communication comes in. I believe that you want to still allow them to be who they are. You don't want to pressure them to be someone that they're not, but you also want to be able to comfort them in their time of need. I let them show me to a certain extent, and then our pillow talks consist of any issue with. Okay, so E has said, just let them show you who they are, and at times, when you having y'all little talks, or y'all may what's on your mind or something, then you want to discuss that then, and let them know of any type of red flags or anything that you have realized or felt that was an issue. You do want to bring it up at some point. So at the end of the day, you do want to speak on what it is that's going on. So how do you handle the situation if you do bring this to this individual, but they feel as if the issue that you have brought to them is not an issue to them? So they're kind of resisting your feelings in a sense. I guess that's how you'll say that. They're kind of in denial of what you're saying they're giving you. How do you handle that? How do you handle telling them what you don't like and they're not thinking that something is wrong with it? I think you should take people's feelings into consideration if you're in a friendship or relationship. Now, where that comes in for the other individual who feels as if there's no issue, just explain it to them. Allow them to know from your standpoint, oh no, I might have been tripping, or I might have did this, that, and the third, but I wasn't meaning it like that. I wasn't trying to come off like that, So again, the communication in a friendship or a relationship is very vital, because you're not in someone else's head. You truly don't know what someone is thinking. So to communicate how you feel about certain things is very vital in a relationship or a friendship. And the other person should be willing to understand where you're coming from. Not that you're trying to bash them or you're trying to make them feel any less of a person, but in order for you guys to move forward and to get this thing right or better, you need to fix these kinks. Okay, life is going to happen if you think the person is worth working through. do it at the same time, keeping myself first. I like that, E. Not be put into a situation where I don't feel right, and at all times you want to feel appreciated. At all times you want to feel appreciated. He has said that life is gonna happen. Period. Life gonna happen. And if you think the person is worth working for or working through with, then you'll make it happen. And just like I said, on both ends, it has to be mutual, because one can't want it more than the other one, because then the one who feels as if they want it more, they'll become drained, and they'll feel like they're always, you know, trying to make things work, or they're always trying to figure out a way to help y'all. But if they don't see it the same way, it could be draining for one individual. Okay, let's move on. One thing I learned from my last entanglement, I'm in control of my own emotional feelings. So if they don't see how my emotions are important, we have to have a deeper talk about our future. Facts, E. That, y'all, E has said that in his last entanglement, he learned that, you know, he is in control of his own emotions and his feelings. But if you're not going to take in consideration how someone is feeling, then you truly do need to really have a serious talk and allow this person to know, like, you're really manipulating how I feel. Because sometimes if you're trying to explain to someone how you feel, and they may be trying to put it back on you, or they may try to make you feel like what you're saying isn't being validated by anything. Like, anything that's not them accepting how you feel, it's a way of manipulation. Because now you're trying to make me feel a way for feeling the way that I feel, and that is not okay. That's not okay. Communication is key. Knowing this person, if it's bothering you, you must speak about it to your partner. That's correct. Communication is key. But not only is communication key, but understanding is key too. Because you can communicate to somebody all day. You can keep saying the same thing all day. But until they really understand what you're saying, until they understand why you're saying it, or what is called, until they understand the root of what it is that you're talking about, you will be having to say it again tomorrow and next week and next month, because they're not really understanding the importance of what you're really saying. So communication is for sure key. You have to communicate, but understanding is truly important as well. That's what we call those people narcissists. And do. So now, you guys, our next question is let me see. Okay, so once you see these things, and I know this is pretty much easier said than done in a lot of instances, excuse me, but when you start seeing these things that you don't like, what keep you there? Excuse me. Sometimes this can depend on history. Sometimes this can depend on who it is. I remember I read Mariah say it depends on the person. If you're talking about a child, I could write a book on that. And let's talk. We talking about the. She said it depends on who it is. So we'll say a friendship. If you see some things that you don't like in this friendship, what's keeping you there? And I can say for myself, I am a person who sees potential in people, or I see that people need help, or I see that people that I can hit, like just a helping spirit, I guess you can say. And you feel as if you can help them, move better in life. I don't know how to really understand it, but sometimes you want to stay in some friends' life just because you feel like you're an asset, you're a positive asset to their life, and maybe they're fun, maybe you like being around them, maybe it's different things, and you have different friends for different reasons, but it's different reasons. Y'all, my eyelash keeps slick getting stuck, that's why I keep doing this. But it's surely different reasons why you stay friends with people that you kind of shouldn't be friends with. Now, when it comes to a relationship or a situationship, maybe you look at the good, you look at all of the good, and you kind of try to put the bad or the frustration or all of those things to the back burner, simply because you know that the good kind of outweighs it. But are you willing to risk having peace for this person that you're talking to or dating or whatever? Are you really willing to not have peace just to stay talking to this person or to stay dating this person? So that's the question that you want to ask. Does this person disturb my peace? Does their actions show that they're even listening to me, that they even care for me, that they even love me? So you do want to question yourself sometimes if you ever feel as if things aren't going how they should in the communication portion. Then you need a question. So what are we doing? Because if you're doing it all by yourself, what they doing? That's gonna be disturbing your peace, honey. Because then you're gonna start to talking about, I totally forgot. Girl, you good? Hey. Then you gonna start stressing and all that, honey. And we don't do stress, honey. We don't do stress. For me, I put up with a lot because I do have a big heart. I also stay because it's comfortable, fun. Okay, honey, that's so accurate right there, honey. E has said he put up with a lot because he do have a big heart. He also stay because it's comfortable, fun, insecurities, and the fact that I have someone versus being lonely. True. And to be honest, I feel that's a lot of people. A lot of times we just get complacent because it's what we're used to. This is what we know about, So it's usually the people with the big hearts. It's usually the people with the big hearts. But we have to realize that we are like, because I like being a good person. Do you guys, y'all could just say yes or no or whatever, but do y'all like being like a good person, like good people? Like, it makes you feel good to know that you're a good person, that you treat people right, that you have harvest blessings off of you sowing great seeds. Like, as a good person, it makes you just feel good. So to allow people to tamper on that, you're playing Russian roulette, because at any point you can get to your breaking point and just be like, bump being good. They done did this, that, and the third to me. They've did me this way. They've slaughtered my name. They've done all these different things. And it's really because you allowed them, like you stayed and you accepted these things, and it just got worse. So put yourself first. And if that makes that individual feel any type of way, maybe that'll force them to realize that you were really trying to communicate with them. You were really trying to communicate what was frustrating you or what you didn't like that they did. So just put yourself first and see if they realize that. And if they don't, maybe it just wasn't supposed to be. And if they do, then they respect you. One thing I tell the couples in my premarital counseling is that don't look to your spouse to create your peace. Oh yeah, for sure. You gotta have your own peace, honey, and your own happiness. You don't want to put none of that into nobody else. You want to be able to have that on your own. You can't put that in control of nobody. That's great advice or education to give your clients. I work so hard being good. Right. I work so hard being good. Well, I can understand that you do work so hard at being a good person, that some people do kind of categorize that as, oh, you crazy. But at the end of the day, people do the same stuff. It really just depends on what they know and what they don't know. So if people don't know, then they can't have that to judge. But at the end of the day, who are people to judge you? You do what is best for you. And if they don't like it, then it's just do what's best for you. Because at the end of the day, whenever you want to be done, or whenever you want to be through, or whenever you want to stop dealing with these things, you will. A lot of times we want better, and we want all these other things, but we want to appreciate better if we wouldn't have been where we've been before. So A lot of times these things are necessary, unfortunately, but to get better, you got to experience bad, or you won't know what good feel like. You know what I'm saying? So but you keep overcoming, you keep that resilience, so you straight really. But I can definitely understand how you feel as trying to uphold that good person personality, I guess you can say. Let's see what this next question is, y'all. Thank y'all so much for this feedback, honey. I love it. Oh, so actually this is the last question, y'all. Yes, sir. Obstacles make us stronger for tomorrow. So what if you don't like one, we'll just say one side. What if you don't like one side of someone that you love? What if, you love them so much, they're a great provider, they're fun, they're funny, they're loving, they're ambitious, affectionate, intimate. They're all of these things that you wish in a significant other. But it's this one thing that's really triggering you. It's this one thing that's really frustrating you. And it's kind of almost taking over, if you will. But you're not really allowing it to. Is that one thing worth y'all's relationship? And that can be relationship, that can be friendship. This one thing, whatever this one thing could be. I know earlier someone said that it depends on what it is, and that is true. It depends on what this one thing is. If it's something minor, I mean, hey, let's work this thing out. But if you're, but who can tell you that whatever it is that you feel this one thing is minor? Who can tell you that this one little thing is really, really on my mind every day? You know what I'm saying? So how do you handle that? How do you handle this one thing of this person that you truly love? How do you handle that? I have to choose the most important person in my life at that point. That's me. So when you say that you choose you, do you let this person go? So are you allowing this one thing to separate you from your relationship? Is that what you're saying? You just let it go? Is this not something that you could communicate? And I think that at this point, if it's this one thing, and I guess my question maybe would be if it's this one thing, have you talked about it? Or how often have you talked about? Nah, this my thing. If I gotta keep saying something about the same thing, like, it's a problem. Okay? Like, especially if it's something that's truly, really on me, and I'm really discussing this, and it's really making me feel like, if you stressing about it, if you constantly thinking about it, something has to give, because now I'm talking to a brick wall. Now you don't even care about what I'm talking about. So that would be something that I would have to see. How often has this one thing been talked about? How often have you guys talked about this? Have they said that they were going to change it? Have they said, you know what I'm saying? Because if it's just this one thing, but this the beginning of you feeling this way, then I mean, obviously you just got to communicate about it. Because if they don't know, how can they change it? Or if they don't know, how can they do better? But if they know about it and you've actually communicated it multiple times, then something truly has to give. Because something has to give. Like, where's the respect? Where is the loyalty in knowing that we're in this thing together, growing together? But I'm just talking to the curtains. I'm just talking to the curtains because obviously you don't hear what I'm telling you that I don't like. If the one thing has became a member of the relationship as a... Oh, that's something, Ina. Y'all, he said, if this one thing has become a member of the relationship as well, That's something now. Now, if you're in this friendship or this relationship and you not only thinking about the person, but you thinking about that one thing too, and you're constantly thinking about this one thing, and they haven't done anything to make this one thing get from out your thinking process. Oh, something really got to give now, cause now you really like I don't like when people manipulate people. I feel like that's a form of manipulation because I keep telling you what it is that I don't like, what it is that's, you know, stressing me out or whatever. But now this is really an issue in the relationship, in this friendship. It says something right there now. Yeah, told Maddie. So how many times do you talk about that one thing? How many times is too many times to talk about this one thing? I've learned that your self-love can get you through any break. Oh yeah. At the end of the day, you can get over anything now if you want to. And like you said, if you love yourself, you can get through anything. And sometimes that's kind of, dang, what's the word, y'all? That's kind of like a knock in the face or dang, what's the word I'm looking for? That make people feel some type of way when you can bounce back. But what's so annoying about that is you go so much for the things that you're trying to help the relationship with that when you done, you just done. And I know that it's frustrating to keep having to talk about the same stuff. So I think that, you know, I say 3 times you can talk about something. I don't know if I could put a time on it. What y'all think? I'm the type of person where I just be living life. Honestly, I ain't never gonna care. Like, I could be mad about something, y'all, but cause I know at the end of the day, you're not in control of your breaking point. Like, you can say, I'm at my breaking point, and you can tell the internet you at your breaking point, then y'all back together next week, then y'all back friends next week. So you can't really tell when your breaking point is coming, but you just keep living in your like, just keep going. And you don't want to just keep putting up with the same stuff. That's just how I feel. Like, I don't, like, if me and Brian be going through stuff, we'll go through it, we'll talk about it. He got better communication skills than me, y'all. I ain't that good at it, y'all. He's so good at it, but I ain't. But I go on about it, and we'll be back all right. If we go through something else, we'll not talk, and then we'll, like, it's just. But if me and Brian had to keep talking about the same stuff over and over and over and over and over, I mean, sometimes you do, but it may be small stuff. But if it's something major, something got to give. Something got to give now. Don't nobody want to keep having to say the same. And see, for me, I don't like repeating myself. I don't like having to keep talking about the same stuff. Like, even if I'm saying I don't like talking about the same stuff, I don't like talking about the same stuff, like, that's aggravating. You know what I'm saying? So that's just me. So I know if you're really feeling something, like if you really feeling something, you know how stuff be a burden on your shoulders, like you really carrying this, like you can't fly with too much on you. So if this person really isn't, or these people really aren't taking your feelings into consideration, you really got to make something, you got to do something, because you matter. You matter. So to answer the question, the caption, how do you learn to love all of somebody? So are you learning to love all of them because you want to love all of them, or do you feel like that's a requirement in a relationship or a friendship? Like, do you feel like you have to love all of somebody, or can you love them but not like something about them? Y'all answer that for me. Answer that. Do you have to love everything about your significant other or your friend, or can you love them so much but not like certain things about them? That's the question. Y'all answer that for me. What y'all think? What y'all think about that? That's a good question. How do you learn to love all of somebody? Again, if the one thing shows up to my family. Talking about family reunions. Okay, 4 games for the socks and you should know you said enough and you can't feel the same. You can't, yeah, that's true. Oh, dang, I ain't read this part. This topic is literally my gym 2010 overcoming that phase and so. I can understand that too, E. Especially once you're not in it anymore and you look back on it, you reflect on it, it brings up so much. Then you start realizing the stuff that you put up. I know exactly where you are with it, and I love that you're taking it and you're really, using it to the best of your ability or to help other people and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you really learn from what you went through, and that's what we're supposed to do in life. If we keep doing the same stuff gonna happen. But if we learn from our mistakes, or if we learn from the things that was supposed to tear us down, then we'll know once we get kind of in another type of situation like that. So you can love and not like. So you can love them. Oh, you can love them, but it's something about them. You ain't really got to like it like that now. Okay. But now, like he say, I feel like you can love them, but that not like can't be too much of the not like now. You know what I'm saying? It can't be an extreme not like. It got to be something a little bit. Because if it's something extreme, that's probably gonna be something that's in that relationship with y'all. I feel you can love them or not like their ways. Okay. So now so Beth said we can love them but not like their ways. Okay. So how much of not liking their ways will turn into that other thing that's being in a relationship with y'all? And I don't know if I said that right, but this is what I was trying to say. So if you don't like something or don't like their ways, right, and they constantly doing this that you don't like of their ways, does that become a burden to you? Does that become frustrating to you? Is that something that you stress about? Is that something that you're constantly thinking about? Or is that something where, that's just them, like you learn to kind of accept their ways? And I think that kind of just depends on what that is of you not liking of their ways. Because again, if it's something small, let me see what's something small that I can say. I don't know why this lash want to keep. But dang, I done lost my darn track, y'all. What I was saying, I got so lost it now. Slit head scared me at first. I ain't never gonna care. But yeah, if it's something small, that's something small. That's something small. The way they be smacking. Okay, try to think. Oh, thank you, Janelle. Thank you. Yeah, you begin to understand that may not be something that they do, like something they've never done. Wait a minute, y'all. Okay, you begin to understand that they may not, okay, and I just keep saying that may not be something they do, like something they've never done. It's just not what you know. Probably learn to ignore it. Oh, okay. I get what you're saying, Bess. I get what you're saying. When it starts becoming part of image people see is in a person and a couple of one thing I wish you do. Okay, okay. So that makes sense. Excuse me. So to answer that question of learning, that's not even a question, but to I guess summarize of learning how to love all of somebody. You don't have to love all of somebody. You can love them and you can dislike some of their ways. If their ways that you dislike are deal-withable, if you can deal with them. But if it's something, extreme that can alter y'all's relationship, that is definitely something to communicate. That is definitely something that you need to bring to the forefront, and you guys need to work on it. You know, so that won't be an issue or the downfall of you guys' relationship or friendship. So just communicate it. And wait, y'all, so how do you handle this situation, this relationship, this friendship? How do you handle this if you really communicating this stuff and they don't do nothing? Leave them. That's it. He said leave them. We done. We through. Okay, so you guys, this does conclude this video, y'all. And I really, really, really enjoyed this here topic, this live. I think we should tell people more of the things we do than too. Okay, wait, what you mean by that, E? I don't know if I read it right, honestly. He said, I think we should tell people more of the things we do than too. I don't know. But yes, you guys, I really, y'all, I feel like I'm trying to get eczema on the back of my leg. I don't know, this ain't it. But anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you guys for joining this live. Thank you guys for your feedback, honey. This was really great. Bess, thank you so much for this topic. Y'all, she gave me 3 on. But she gave me 3 on, okay? So she will be having another topic later mentioned. And also, E, I am challenging you to a topic. I'm challenging you to a topic, and I will see you guys on next Sunday. If you guys wasn't able to write in your journals, please write in your journals after this live. You guys, go ahead and paint out your week. Y'all have a great week, and I'll see you guys on next Sunday. Y'all have a good one. Love y'all.